you mentioned anger. When I watch your interviews, you're really calm and collected. Not just your interviews, Instagram, the way you present yourself. You, I don't know. It seems like you're almost at peace with the world. Is there in private times when you're just angry? Do you feel fear? Do you go to dark places, depression, all those kinds of things? Are you able to put that world that you were in behind you?
It's a joke because I talk about North Korea every single day, and I still rescue people like from China and Russia and other countries, right? And sometimes our rescue mission fails and they get captured and sent back. I still have people in North Korea report to me. So like when I talk to my sister who chose to not be in this life, activist life, she forgot most of things. And like for the other hand, I like remember everything. So sometimes it's a blessing to keep reminded of how, because it's, they say happiness is a relative thing. It is sometimes. I mean, like the thing is also people say because nobody was full when you're growing up, everybody was suffering, you should have been okay, right? But no, like if you are suffering in that degree, no matter even if there's no comparison, like if you're in Nazi Germany, in the Holocaust, right, in the concentration camp, I'm sure nobody was better than them. I'm sure they were suffering. It's the same thing. I suffered. But now, because I'm in this place, I can compare easily, right? Getting that perspective. But it is true, like I still have days that I cannot get out of bed. And I really hoping, like that where it was Elon Musk talking about downloading your brain, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like if maybe technology develops that I can download some part of my memory and then I can erase it or like when was I delete it? And that would be so much better.
This is sorry for the tough question, but if Elon came to you and said we can erase that part of your memory, would you do it?
Some days I would do it for sure. And my mom would do it 100%. My sister would do it. All other defectors, no, they do it 100%. For me, I hesitated because I'm a witness. So if I delete that part, I don't know how real that can be. But it is painful. Like after I give a speech, right? I mean, I'm fine. But somehow I'm depressed. Sometimes if the talk was very intense, I'm like depressed for 3 weeks. It takes a while for me to be recharged. But I don't know why it is,
Yeah.
I just don't know. Yeah.
Well, there's also there's a guy named Viktor Frankl who wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. And there's some aspect where he talks about the Holocaust and that you can in those moments of suffering still discover meaning, still discover happiness in the simplest of joys.
Yeah.
Like while starving, a little piece of bread could be a source of incredible joy.
Yeah.
And there's some aspect in which that experience gives you a clarity about the world. Like somehow experiencing suffering allows you to deeply experience joy.
Yeah.
And love, and also empathize with the suffering of others, and like it's almost like brings you closer to other humans. So it's this double-edged sword that that the highest of joys sometimes are catalyzed by suffering. And it's hard to know what to do with that. You see that with World War II, the stories of soldiers that have suffered, but some of the closest bonds of brotherhood, of just pure love was experienced by them. And it sucks that our brains are like this. That the love requires hardship. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course, in my journey, I learned how to survive, right? When to not trust and when to run. But I think most of I was keep learning what it means to be a human being. I think that was like the ultimate thing I was keep learning. And I still don't know fully what it means. But I do think it seems like suffering is necessity for people to be grateful and even be joyful too sometimes.